Some mornings, the mirror greets you with more honesty than kindness. You reach for your eyeliner, the same one you've used for years, hoping it'll work its old magic. But something's changed. That once flattering line now looks too harsh. Your hand isn't as steady, and the more you try to define your eyes, the more it feels like you're covering up instead of enhancing. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Because while beauty may be timeless, the tools we use and the way we use them need to evolve with us. Especially after 60, when our eyes deserve more grace and less struggle. Think back to your 30s, that bold black liner, that sharp wing, it made you feel unstoppable. But now, it can feel like it's working against you. Hooded lids, softened features, and shifting skin tones change the rules, and no one told us what to do about it. Here's the truth. The eyeliner techniques that once lit up your face may now be dimming your light. But today, that changes. In this video, you'll learn 10 eyeliner tricks designed specifically for mature eyes, strategies that lift, brighten, and flatter without ever looking overdone. These aren't just makeup hacks. They're beauty wisdom for the woman you are now, elegant, expressive, and evolving. We're going beyond the basics. You'll discover how to make your eyes look instantly more awake without harsh lines, which colors quietly bring your features forward, and which ones to retire, how to define your lash line without giving up lid space, why less liner in the right place creates more beauty than heavy makeup ever could. These tips are grounded in real experience, not just what's trendy, but what works beautifully on real women over 60. And yes, we've filled every content gap the others left behind. You'll hear advice tailored to silver hair, glasses wearers, and different eye shapes. Because this time, it's about you. If graceful confidence is what you're after, you're in the right place. And I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Not just your country, but your favorite place to sit and feel beautiful. The kitchen window? Your garden bench? Share it in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to see themselves in a whole new light. Now let's begin. Because subtle, powerful elegance is only one soft line away. Let's start with a trick that might just become your quiet little secret. Have you ever felt like eyeliner steals too much space on your eyelid? Especially now, when lids are softer or slightly hooded, that thick line you use to draw across the top can suddenly feel overwhelming. Instead of opening your eyes, it can make them feel smaller, heavier, even tired. And yet, skipping eyeliner altogether can leave your eyes looking unfinished or washed out. That's where this first tip comes in, and it's subtle, powerful, and surprisingly easy to master. It's called tight lining. And no, it's not just a trendy word. It's the gentle art of applying eyeliner along the upper waterline, the hidden spot right beneath your upper lashes. The result? Your eyes look naturally lifted, your lashes look fuller, and no one sees a visible line. They just see you looking more awake and effortlessly put together. Here's how to do it right. Start with a soft, waterproof pencil, something in deep brown, charcoal, or espresso. Skip anything glossy or liquid. You want smooth and reliable, not sharp and shiny. Gently lift your upper lid, not too high, just enough to reveal the base of your lashes. Then, with a steady hand, wiggle the pencil in tiny strokes along the underside of the upper lash line. You're not drawing on your skin, you're nestling color right where your lashes grow. It may feel unfamiliar at first, but once you get the hang of it, you'll wonder why no one told you sooner. And the best part? There's no visible line crowding your eyelid, no smudging into your crease by midday. Just eyes that look naturally defined, like your lashes are doing all the work. It's the trick that no one sees, but everyone notices. Coming up next, let's talk about something you might still be holding on to. A product that served you well for years, but may now be working against you. And the simple change that could lift everything. Now let's talk about something many of us have clung to for far too long: liquid eyeliner. Sharp, precise, dramatic, it had its moment, and for many years it served us well. But as our skin begins to shift, soften, and tell stories of a life fully lived, the tools that once defined us so boldly might start drawing attention to things we'd rather not highlight. Here's the truth. Liquid liner can be unforgiving. It demands absolute precision. One tiny slip and suddenly it's uneven, too thick, or worse, settled into texture you didn't even know was there. What used to feel polished now feels tense, but there's a softer, smarter way forward. Creamy pencil liners. They glide on like silk. No pulling, no skipping. Just smooth, blendable color that moves with your skin instead of fighting against it. And the best part? They let you create a soft, lifted definition that looks intentional without being harsh. If your hands aren't as steady in the morning as they once were, this change alone can bring ease back into your routine. You don't need to fight for the perfect line. You can gently smudge and shape it until it looks just right. And yes, smudging is your friend now. Color matters too. Deep espresso brings warmth, soft navy adds brightness without the sharpness of black. And plum, it makes green or hazel eyes come alive in the most elegant way. This isn't about giving up drama, it's about creating it with softness and grace. In the next tip, we'll cover one of the biggest eyeliner habits many women carry from their younger years, lining the whole eye. Let's explore why that might be quietly working against you and how a tiny shift can make your eyes look more open, lifted, and full of life. Here's a habit many of us picked up decades ago, and it's time we gave it a fresh look. Lining your entire eye, top to bottom, corner to corner, might feel familiar. It might even feel like part of your signature. But here's the thing. What once made your eyes pop might now be quietly closing them off. When you line all the way around, especially with darker shades, it creates a ring. And instead of drawing attention outward, it pulls everything inward. The eyes appear smaller, more closed, and even a bit heavier, especially if your lids have become hooded or the space between your lashes and brows has shortened with time. Now imagine this instead. Just the outer third of your lash line, softly defined, gently lifted. It's a subtle change, but the result is powerful. Your eyes look more open, your gaze feels brighter, and the overall effect? Effortless. This is where the magic happens. Not in doing more, but in doing just enough. Take a soft pencil or a small brush with eyeshadow and start at the outer corner. Draw inward, stopping around 1/3 of the way. Then smudge it upward, not sideways. Think lift, not drag. That little angle upward does wonders for the natural shape of your eye. I'll never forget when Linda, one of our longtime viewers, tried this before her daughter's wedding. She'd always worn liner around her full eye. But when she adjusted to this outer third lift, something shifted. Her daughter said she looked radiant. Linda said she felt seen again. That's the kind of small switch that leaves a big impact. Next, we'll talk color. Specifically why the black liner you've always trusted might be adding more shadow than shape, and how a few simple swaps can bring softness and glow back where you want it most. There's something bold about black eyeliner. It's classic, dramatic, and for many of us, it was our first makeup love. But as time reshapes our features, some things that once flattered us start to feel a little too loud. Our features soften, and our liner should too. Jet black has a tendency to dominate. On mature skin, it can cast shadows we don't want, exaggerate texture, and pull focus away from what really matters, your natural expression. That doesn't mean you have to give up definition. It just means choosing a tone that works with your beauty now, not against it. Try deep espresso if you want warmth and depth. It defines the eyes without overpowering them, especially if your skin has golden or neutral undertones. If your eyes are green or hazel, a rich plum will make them shine in the most subtle, striking way. And for those with cooler complexions or silver-white hair, slate gray is your quiet power color. It adds definition while staying soft and balanced. If you wear glasses, this matters even more. Harsh black behind lenses can look too stark or crowded. Softer tones give just enough contrast to make your eyes stand out without competing with your frames. This isn't about toning things down. It's about bringing your features forward with elegance. And when your eyeliner compliments you, rather than shouting over you, everything just looks and feels better. Coming up next, we'll brighten things up. You'll learn how a tiny touch of light in the right place can take years off your look, and you won't need a new product or an extra 10 minutes to do it. Now let's turn our attention to brightness and how to bring it back in the most subtle, natural way. As we age, the inner corners of the eyes and the lower waterline can begin to carry a bit of redness or shadow. It's nothing unusual, it happens to most of us. But those tiny dark areas can quietly make the entire face look more tired, even when you're feeling energized on the inside. The solution isn't piling on concealer or layering more foundation. Instead, it's a light touch in the right places. Start with the inner corners of your eyes. Apply a soft satin finish eyeshadow in a champagne or pale beige tone, just enough to catch the light, not sparkle like a disco ball. You're not trying to shine, you're aiming to glow. That gentle glow reflects natural light and gives your eyes an instant lift. Next, let's talk about the waterline, the inner rim of your lower lid. Many of us were taught to line it with black or dark brown, thinking it made our eyes look more defined. But now, that dark line can actually close off the eye, making it appear smaller and more tired. Instead, use a nude or peach-toned pencil. Just a swipe along the waterline cancels out redness and creates the illusion of a bigger, more awake eye. It's like a full night's rest in one simple stroke. Together, these two touches create a lifted, refreshed look that doesn't scream makeup. It just quietly says, I feel good. Next, we're going to take a look at a habit many of us picked up long ago, lining the lower lash line. And why letting go of it might be one of the kindest things you can do for your reflection today. Now here's a tough one, because it's something many of us have done for years without a second thought. Lining the entire lower lash line. It used to feel like the perfect finishing touch. A bit of boldness below the eye, just enough to frame everything and make your eyes stand out. But with time, what once lifted can now pull down. A dark, heavy line on the lower lashes often drags the eye downward, drawing attention to areas we'd rather soften, like fine lines, puffiness, or a slight tilt at the outer corners. The result? Eyes that look smaller, features that feel heavier, and a reflection that might not match how vibrant you actually feel. But here's the good news. You don't need to give up lower liner altogether. You just need a lighter hand and a smarter placement. Try this. Take a soft taupe or muted brown shadow, not a pencil, and gently sweep it along the outer third of your lower lash line. Keep it close to the lashes. Don't worry about precision. A bit of blur is your friend here. Want to take it one step further? Add a soft, light-reflecting shade to the center of the lower lash line. Something subtle, like a pale beige satin. That tiny touch catches the light and gives your eyes a hint of lift, without looking like makeup at all. It's the kind of tweak that makes someone say, "You look rested," even if sleep was nowhere in sight. Coming up next, we're going to lift those outer corners, and you don't need a dramatic wing or a complicated technique to do it. Just one simple move that can change everything. Let's take a moment to talk about the flick. The classic cat eye. Sharp, dramatic, bold has its place. But after 60, that pointed wing can quickly turn into a fight with gravity. What once lifted the eye may now exaggerate a downward tilt or compete with softer features. And when you've spent time perfecting it, only to see it vanish into a fold or crease, it's frustrating. But don't count out the flick, just rethink it. Instead of a dramatic wing stretching halfway to your temple, try a soft, upward flick that lifts the outer corner like a gentle whisper. It's shorter, more subtle, and far more flattering. Start with a creamy pencil, deep brown, plum, or charcoal, and line your upper lash line, keeping the strokes thin and close. As you reach the outer corner, flick the line slightly upward. Not straight out, and certainly not down, just a hint of lift following the angle of your lower lash line upward. Now here's the trick that makes it work beautifully. Smudge the edge. Use a small brush or even your fingertip to soften the line. No sharp points, no dramatic wings. Just a natural tilt that makes the eyes look more open, more awake, and more lifted. Think of it like the flick of a lash, not a wing. It should feel weightless, gentle, as if your eye shape just naturally knows where to go. Up next, we'll revisit the tight lining technique, but from a fresh angle. Because if you love the idea of defined eyes without sacrificing space on your eyelid, this next step is going to be your best friend. If you've ever looked in the mirror after applying your eyeliner and thought, "Where did my eyelid go?" You're not imagining it. As the skin on our lids becomes softer or more relaxed, there's less room to work with. What used to be a wide open space can now feel limited, especially when a thick line of eyeliner takes over the little room we have left. Instead of lifting your look, it can crowd it, making shadows harder to blend, or worse, disappear entirely. But here's the shift that makes all the difference. Upper tightlining. We touched on this earlier, but it's worth revisiting from a new perspective, because this time we're using it to protect precious space on the lid. By applying your liner along the upper waterline tucked beneath your lashes, you create clean, defined eyes without taking up any visible surface. That means your eyelid stays open for soft shadows, mascara, or simply a bare, elegant finish. This works especially well for hooded eyes, sagging lids, or thinning lashes. It adds structure where you need it most, without adding weight. Choose a soft, waterproof pencil in a deep, neutral tone. Lift your upper lid gently, and press the pencil right at the base of the lashes. Blink a few times to set it, and that's it. You've just given your eyes more shape without placing a single line on top. It defines you without defining your makeup. Now, if you've been curious about creating a winged look that doesn't overwhelm or feel too theatrical, stay close, because in the next tip, we'll show you how to get that lift without the sharp edges. Now let's talk about the wing, but not the one that takes flight halfway to your temple. You've probably heard it again and again. Winged liner lifts the eye. And yes, when done right, it truly can. But for women over 60, the classic winged look doesn't always land the way it used to. A sharp flick that once added drama can now draw the eye downward, especially if it follows the natural fold of the lid instead of the true lift of your eye shape. Here's the better way. Instead of following the crease, take your guide from your lower lash line. Imagine extending that lower line upward in a soft, natural arc. That's your true lift. That's where your wings should go. Not out, not down, but slightly up and gently back. Use a soft pencil in a daytime-friendly shade, charcoal, plum, or a muted espresso. Keep the line close on the outer third of your upper lash line, then flick upward ever so slightly. No need to stretch it far. Think whisper, not statement. Then blend it. Take a smudging brush or your fingertip and soften the edge until it feels like a gentle shadow. No hard stops. No sharp angles, just a hint of movement that lifts everything with ease. This kind of wing doesn't weigh down or demand attention. It simply enhances what's already there in the most graceful way. Now let's finish strong. In the final tip, we're going to take everything you've learned and bring it full circle with one invisible detail that quietly ties your entire eye look together. And chances are, you've been skipping it without even realizing it. Let's finish this with one of the most overlooked spots in your eye routine, the lower waterline. For years, many of us reached for a dark pencil to line the inner rim of the lower lid, thinking it added drama or helped the eyes stand out. And at the time, it did. But over time, this trick starts to work against you. That dark line on the lower waterline can actually make the eyes appear smaller, more closed off, and even a little more tired. It's a detail that's easy to miss, but once you see the difference, you won't go back. The fix is simple, and it's all about what you leave out. Skip the lower waterline completely. Instead, focus on the upper waterline. That invisible space just beneath your top lashes is where the real magic happens. When you define it with a waterproof pencil, you give your eyes structure, lift, and polish without taking up space or adding extra weight. It's subtle, it's clean, and it works beautifully on every eye shape. And remember this, just because you've always done something doesn't mean it still serves you. There's a quiet power in letting go of what no longer lifts you and choosing instead what reflects the woman you are now. Next, we're bringing everything together. The story, the glow, the message behind these little tweaks, and what it really means to see yourself beautifully at this stage of life. Let's close with confidence. So what have we really uncovered here? This wasn't just a tutorial about eyeliner, it was about something deeper. The quiet shift that happens when we stop trying to look like we did at 30 and instead start highlighting who we've become. Each of these 10 tips shares one powerful truth. Less is more. Precision doesn't mean perfection. And subtle, it's your secret strength. Because the right stroke in the right place can do more than transform your look. It can change the way you feel when you see yourself in the mirror. You don't need to chase youth. You already carry beauty. It's in the way you smile, the way your eyes light up when you talk about something that matters, the softness you've earned, and the strength that lives right beside it. Your face doesn't need to be rewound. It needs to be respected. These techniques, they aren't about hiding anything. They're about matching the outside to the grace you've spent decades growing on the inside. And the best part, none of this is out of reach. These are skills you can try today, even if makeup has felt frustrating or unfamiliar lately. You don't need the steadiest hand, the newest tools, or anyone's approval but your own. You've still got it, and now your eyeliner does too. So which one of these tips felt like it was made just for you? Share it in the comments. Your voice might be the reason another woman finally sees herself again. If this video lifted your spirit as much as your eyes, go ahead and give it a like. And if you know someone, your sister, your neighbor, your best friend, who deserves to feel radiant again, send this to her. Let's spread this glow. And if you'd love a follow-up video on the best mascara tips for thinning lashes, type the word mascara in the comments to let us know. That's how we decide what to create next based on what you ask for. And while you're here, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way, you won't miss the next video designed just for you, because your beauty journey doesn't end here. It's only getting brighter.